So do the evacuations signal a possible endgame to the fighting against ISIL in Syria? Edmund Ghareeb is an academic with extensive knowledge of Middle East history and politics. Edmund, what do you think will happen next? We're seeing these evacuations from this last part here in Syria. What do you anticipate in the next few days?
Clearly now what we are seeing is that there's going to be some negotiations going on because apparently they still hold some prisoners. ISIS still holds some prisoners from the Syrian Democratic Forces, which is a combined Arab and Kurdish forces group, and there has been some negotiations. There was a release of 10, then a convoy was allowed to leave. So something's going on. Also, there have been rumors, strange rumors about ISIS controlling or having tons of gold and millions of dollars actually in that area. This is something that they have collected. There's a question whether how true that is. Is this hidden there? That's also part of the talks, if it's that at least rumors are saying this. But I think this is a very significant point for ISIS. This is the last pocket of territory that they still control in Syria. There are small pockets here and there in some of the countrysides in Aleppo and Deir ez-Zor and Hama and Latakia. Some have moved across and joined the Syrian opposition forces and Hayat Tahrir al-Sham in Idlib province. They went through Turkey and some went through to Idlib. But I think this is the last area that they control. Now, the question is, does this mean the end of ISIS?
That's what everyone keeps saying, or at least the U.S. president. ISIL is over, it's been defeated, but we do know that with what's happened in the last several months that there are some members who have escaped to Iraq. It's not the end, is it?
No, it's not. And I mean, and the question is could there be an end? There could always be small cells, sleeping cells in different areas, individuals who blend with the civilian population, either in parts of Syria or parts of Iraq, and they could launch attacks. There are reports that there is still an organization. Actually, one of the other rumors that is whether Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who we have heard that has been killed, is hiding there. Some people are denying that, who's the head of ISIS. And so basically there is this question, is this the end? I don't think it is, because ISIS is also now in Afghanistan. It's in parts of Africa, it's some other parts of the Middle East, in Iraq, as parts of Iraq as well. But ISIS that we knew as a major threat to the states of the region and to the international security as a major terrorist organization as it emerged in 1913 is finished in many ways. They controlled something like 80 to 90,000 square kilometers of Syria and Iraq. That's almost 8 to 9 times the size of Lebanon. It was a large area, and they had large forces, but these have been destroyed mainly, partly because of the coalition, partly Syrian forces with the help of Russian and Iranian forces, Al-Hashd al-Shabi, the Iraqi mobilization units, that Iraqi army, and the U.S. coalition all participated in this defeat. And so I think this is certainly the beginning of a new phase, a new page, a turning point in the struggle against ISIS.
So how does that change how to treat or deal with ISIS? And what does this mean for the larger picture of what's been happening in Syria? When you have this,
question.
This last little stronghold, what does it mean for the bigger picture?
Well, this is, one of the things is that happening is that many sides in this conflict, in this complex Syrian conflict, are now waiting until they find out when and if the U.S. is going to withdraw from Syria. As of now, it appears that the U.S. is going to withdraw. The question is, will they withdraw all of their forces, or will they withdraw most of their forces? Secondly is also, are we going to see who are we going to see emerge as a major player in this area. One of the things that we are likely to see is this increasing contacts taking place between the Syrian Democratic Forces, the Kurdish forces, and Damascus, maybe through Russia, some negotiation going on to grant the Kurds some kind of decentralization and that they would accept the leadership of Damascus or the control of Damascus. At the same time, there is still Turkey also is worried about the Kurds. So it's still dicey and a little bit complicated because the Turks are very much worried about also the Kurdish component of in this conflict.
Ongoing complicated situation. I wish we had more time.
Thank you.
Always great to hear from you, Edmund Ghareeb.